Okay, so we're going to get started. And so start to make yourself comfortable. It doesn't matter if I can see you or not see you, that's up to you. And depending on what view I have on myself, I may or may not see you. As you're getting yourself ready and sort of catching up with yourself and making yourself comfortable, I just want remind you of a few somatic movement guidelines, and that is to move slowly. This is an unhurried process, but there will be a certain pace that I'll take the class through. And as you're doing your movements, tune into the sensations you experience within your body, and just look at this as a movement meditation. Move in comfort. If you experience pain, back off, do less, go smaller, or even do this in your imagination. No forcing, no over-efforting. And remember that moving in comfort is actually a skill. And we're often very used to doing these very aerobic exercise workouts and things where you're pushing yourself and you're supposed to push through the pain and all of that. And many of us have participated so much in those kinds of activities that to tune into ourselves and to move in comfort is really something we have to relearn and remind ourselves often. If you have any medical or doctor directives, be sure and follow them. Some of you have joint replacements and pacemakers and other kinds of medical conditions or issues. So please follow all medical directives. Okay. As you lie down, and again, take a few minutes to catch up with yourself and come into yourself, I have a theme for today, and that theme is somatic movements to help boost immunity. And I have a very common sense attitude towards immunity. Aside from following all the regular guidelines that have been put out, I look at our attitudes and our activities as either depleting or renewing. And in this kind of fearful and scary time, there's a lot of anxiety. We need to find activities that are renewing for us and not just depleting for us. We're bombarded with fear and anxiety, and our stress hormones swirl through our bodies, and from our stress responses, our muscles get really tight and contracted. And so we really need to reach out for activities and attitudes that relax us and calm us, restore us, and renew us. Help us to relax our muscles, open our chest, open our breathing. And so somatic movement is perfect for that. It decontracts our muscles, allows our muscles to relax and lengthen. A lot of the experience of stress in our bodies is actually from tight contracted muscles. So by releasing those muscles, we relax quite a lot, and that sense of relaxation really comes to us. The somatic movements, hopefully you're gonna feel better and breathe better and move better and feel calmer, and at least be able to reach for those pockets of feeling hopeful and optimistic. So let yourself be comfortable. Your legs can be in any position of comfort. And begin to tune into yourself, which you probably are already doing. You might need a pillow for the back of your head or for under your knees. You want your low back to be comfortable. And begin to relax your face, your eyes, jaw. Go to your low back. Let your low back be as comfortable as you can. Feel the back of your head on the surface below you. Feel your sacrum pressing into the floor, or at least part of it. Notice how you've placed your arms. Notice how you've placed your legs. And if you have any areas of discomfort, as we do our somatic movements, you can go to those places of discomfort, and hopefully the movement you're doing will in some way help those areas of discomfort. And now we're going to start. We're going to start with a series of arch and flattens, and I'm going to be taking you into a kind of flow with arch and flattens. So, whoops, we're doing a little tech work here. So go ahead and bend your knees. Now, most people have been with me for quite a while or have done somatic movement before. I will try to make the directions as clear as I can. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, your arms are by your sides. And as you inhale, you're going to gently roll towards your tailbone, your waistline in the back, in your low back area will lift a little bit. Your buttock stays on the floor. And then as you exhale, you're going to gently release your back, contract your belly. You may even feel your pubic bone come a little bit more either toward the ceiling or toward your chest. And as you move slowly and gently in the inhale and arch and the exhale and flatten, pay attention to your muscles taking turns. If you're arching, your back muscles, especially your lower back muscles, are contracting. And if you're flattening, your belly muscles, your abdominal muscles are contracting and your back muscles are lengthening. So our muscles in the front of the front and back of the body take turns in the arch and in the flatten. Continue to arch and flatten and make sure you're including your head and neck. So allow the movement from the arch and flatten to travel through your spine and up into your head and neck, and allow your head and neck to move. It doesn't matter if you're on an arch or on a flatten, your head will either tilt backward with your chin slightly toward the ceiling, or your head will gently roll forward a little bit with your chin going gently towards your chest. Combine your head and neck movement with whatever feels comfortable from your arch and your flatten. And now you're going to begin to add onto that jaw movement. Our jaws can get so tight in this environment. Whenever your head is tilting backward, let your jaw and your mouth gently open. And when your head and neck are rolling a little forward, let your jaw naturally and softly close. So that as your head tilts back, your jaw opens. And as your head rolls forward, your jaw gently closes. And complete the one you're in the midst of, and take a few seconds to rest in any position that is comfortable. You may already notice a degree of relaxation and change in your position on the floor. We're going to continue with some arch and flatten, but you're going to have one leg bent and one leg long. Your long leg is going to be your working leg. As you inhale and gently arch your lower back, lifting your waistline a little bit, press your long leg, or at least the heel end, into the floor and point your foot and toes. That should enhance your arch a little bit. And then as you exhale, you're going to gently relax. And go ahead and repeat that. As you inhale and arch, you're going to go to your long leg and you're going to point your toes and foot of your long leg. And see if that doesn't increase your arching a little bit and your awareness of the backside of your body. And then as you exhale, let everything relax. And go ahead and do that one more time. And as you complete, trade legs. Now let the leg that was bent be the long leg. And we're going to repeat this. As you inhale and arch, you're going to point the toes and foot of the long leg. And then as you exhale, you're going to let everything relax slowly. The slow release is actually the most important part of the move because that is what gives you control over the journey of your muscles. And go ahead and repeat. On the inhale and arch, you're pointing your foot and toes, probably increasing the sensation of arching. And exhale, release, relax, and again, come to rest in any position of comfort. These little intermissions are really great because the sensations from the movements you're doing are still swirling through your body and up into your brain, and they're still registering in your nervous system, and the effects of the movements that you're doing are lingering in your body. And now we're going to move to the area of our chest and our pectoral area and our shoulders and our arms. Again, in this time with lots of anxiety, our breathing can get shallow, our chest can get very tight, our shoulders can get very tight. So I'm going to suggest you bend your legs and stand your feet on the floor, but actually you can have your legs in any position that is comfortable. We're going to be focusing more in our upper body for a while. Before we start the focus on the chest, go ahead and roll your head slowly from side to side. And just if any tension or stiffness has come into your head and neck, as you gently roll from side to side, just let the movement be fluid. Let it soften the muscles of the head and neck. And now bring your head and neck back to center. Start with your arms relatively close to your body, your long arms relatively close to your body. And we're going to combine arm rolling, and then I'm going to further do instructions with your arches and flattens. As you inhale and arch, let your arms roll outward, let your shoulders round backward, let your shoulders gently, shoulders and shoulder blades, especially the shoulder blades, come gently closer together. And then as you exhale, gently roll your arms inward, rounding your shoulders forward. And as you continue to do some arch and flatten, let your arms roll out on the inhale and arch, and let your arms roll inward on the exhale and flatten, and let your head and neck do the movements that are comfortable for them. And with your next exhale, let your arms roll in and bring your palms flat on the floor and close to your body. You're going to leave your palms on the floor where they are. Your shoulders and arms will move, but your hands are going to stay put. You're going to inhale to exhale. And as you exhale, bring your shoulders closer together in the front. So you're doing a flatten, your belly is contracted, your shoulders are coming toward each other. As you inhale, slowly release and relax. Keeping your hands, your palms down. This time, you'll inhale to exhale, and as you exhale, aim both shoulders towards the center of your pubic bone. And as you inhale, slowly release and relax. The next time you find an exhale, aim both shoulders forward toward the ceiling. This gets into the pec minor a little bit more. And slowly release and relax. Now turn your hands so they're resting on the pinky side, the pinky finger side. So your palms will be facing your thigh, and maybe they're a little farther away from your body, a few inches away from your body, and just let your hands be comfortable, let your thumbs relax. And on your next exhale, bring your shoulders toward each other in the front. And as you inhale, slowly and in an unhurried way, let your shoulders relax back down toward the floor. Your hands are staying on your pinkies. With your next exhale, aim your shoulders towards the center of your pubic bone. As you inhale, go ahead and release. With your next exhale, aim both shoulders straight forward toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, slowly release. Now let your arms open up a little bit more, maybe come a little farther away from your body. Let your palms face the ceiling. The back of your hands will be against the floor, but let it be comfortable. It doesn't have to be exact. Now leaving your hands in that position, on your next exhale, bring your shoulders toward each other in the front and slowly release as you exhale. On your next exhale, aim both shoulders towards the center of your pubic bone. Exhale, slowly release and relax. On your next exhale, aim both shoulders toward the ceiling. Exhale, slowly release. And now inhale, arch and roll your arms outward, shoulders backward. As you exhale, go into a flatten, contracting your belly, rolling your arms inward, rounding your shoulders forward, and going back and forth. But this time, end on inhale and arch, opening up, rolling your arms out and opening up your chest and gently bringing your shoulders backward. And then just relax in place. If you have any residual tension in your low back, just do a little bit of very quiet arch and flatten. Okay, let's do some arch and curl and then a variation. Bring your hands behind your head, your knees are bent and feet on the floor. You're going to inhale and arch, and as you arch, if it's comfortable for you to bring your elbows backward, do so. Otherwise, just let them be comfortable. And then as you exhale and curl, you're letting go of the back, you're bringing your elbows closer together, contracting your belly, lifting your head, let your hands help lift your head, pubic bone and rib cage coming closer together, and then slowly coming out of the curl back to the floor and to quiet. And that was to remind us how to do the regular arch and curl, but we're going to add something to this. Because a lot of us have been doing so much sitting, we're going to add some extra hip flexion. So as you continue to do arch and curl, you're going to start with your right bent leg. So just be ready to do something with your right bent leg. I'll give the directions. Inhale and arch. As you exhale and curl, bring your right bent leg towards your chest and elbows, and bring your elbows towards your right knee. So you're lifting your right leg. And then slowly come back down, bring your foot to the floor, and slide your leg long. Slide your right leg long. From this position, inhale and arch. And as you're ready to curl, come into the curl and bend your right leg, lifting your right bent leg, bringing your right knee and elbows toward each other. And then slowly come out of this. When your foot touches the floor, slide your leg long and open up that hip joint. One more. Inhale and arch. Exhale and curl, right knee and right elbows toward each other. This time, just bring your right foot to the floor and leave it there with your right leg bent. And we're going to do this now with our left leg. Inhale and arch. Exhale and curl, bringing your bent left leg and elbows toward each other, left knee and elbows toward each other. Slowly bring your foot back down to the floor and slide your leg long, opening up the hip flexors. As you repeat, you'll inhale and arch, and as you exhale and curl, you'll bring your left knee and elbows toward each other on the curl. Slowly come out of this, foot back to the floor and sliding long. One more. Inhale and arch. Exhale and curl, bringing your left knee and elbows toward each other. This time, as you come down, bring your left foot to the floor and leave it there. And take a rest. You can be in any position you want during these little rest interludes. Maybe take a breath or two. Notice the sensations from the movements you've been doing. You can bring your arms back down by your body if you'd like. And gently turn over onto your bellies. If it's not comfortable for you to be on your belly, maybe just sit out a few minutes while we do this, or do it in your imagination. One hand over the other and your forehead on your top hand. You're going to leave your hands on the floor, and as you inhale, you're going to gently arch, lifting your head, but it's a long arch, so your head is going long more than it's lifting, so you have a long arc. And see if you can feel the contraction come all the way down your back through the low back and possibly lower. And then slowly bring your head back down. And go ahead and repeat that. Inhale. And as you arch, you're lifting your head, but it's a long arc. Your head is going long, almost more than it's lifting. And as you exhale, slowly come back down and rest. This time, leave your head down. And as you inhale, bring your elbows away from the floor. It doesn't have to be a big move. Your shoulder blades will get a little closer together. No forcing. And then slowly let your elbows come back down. And go ahead and repeat that. On the inhale, you'll raise your elbows away from the floor. As you exhale, you'll let your elbows come back to the floor. This time, again, leave your hands and arms and elbows on the floor. And just for 2 times, you're going to alternate which long leg you lift. You'll inhale to arch and lift your head and raise one of your long legs a little bit away from the floor for a full back extension, and slowly come down, completely rest and relax. And then you'll inhale, arch, lifting your head and your other long leg. And slowly come down and relax. Turn back over onto your back and rest. You may notice your original posture or the way you were lying on the floor has changed even more. Maybe you feel flatter, maybe more relaxed, maybe calmer. Go ahead and bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, and we're going to do what I call arch and curl, same side. Bring your right hand behind your head and lift your right bent leg and bring your left hand to your right knee. It can be above bring your left hand, your right hand goes behind your head, your left hand to your left knee. It can be on top of it or below it, it doesn't matter. And you're going to inhale and arch, holding on to your right knee, and then exhale and curl. Your right hand will help lift your head. You're contracting your belly, and you're bringing your right elbow and right knee gently toward each other, no forcing. And then slowly come out of this. Your right leg will basically hover. And go ahead and repeat. So you'll inhale and arch. Your hand is behind your head. You're holding on, your left hand is holding your right knee as you arch. And then as you exhale and curl, your right elbow, nose, and knee are coming toward each other gently. And come back down. So there's a constraint here. By holding onto your knee, you don't have as much room to arch, but you're going to see if you can arch anyway. So one more time, see if you can arch in spite of holding your right knee. So gently try to figure it out, or just let it go. Inhale and arch, exhale, curl, right elbow, nose, right knee toward each other. Slowly come down and relax. And let's trade hands. Left hand behind your head. Your left leg is going, your bent left leg is going to come kind of hover over your tummy area, and your right hand to your left knee. And once again, inhale and arch. Exhale and curl, left elbow, left knee, and nose toward each other. Slowly come down. Completely rest before you start the next repetition. And go ahead and repeat. Inhale and arch, even with this constraint of holding your knee. Exhale and bring your left elbow, left knee toward each other. Continue to breathe and slowly come down. You can always let your foot rest on the floor in between if you want, and then take a hold of it again with your right hand. One more time. Inhale and arch. Exhale and curl, right elbow to right knee. Slowly come down and relax. And relax in any position of comfort. Your legs can be long or bent. And we're going to do some hip hiking. Bring your attention to your right side, your right ribs, your right waist, your right armpit, and the side of your pelvis on the right. And you're going to stay as flat as you can. Your buttocks are going to stay as flat as you can. And you're going to shorten your right side by hiking your right hip towards your right armpit. Let your right armpit come down a little bit towards your right hip, and let your head roll comfortably. Most people will like to roll to the right. And then slowly come out back to neutral. And I'm going to give some further instructions. You're going to use an inhale, and what you're going to do, we're going to repeat the same movement to the right, and because your right ribs are squeezing closer together, your left ribs have an opportunity to open up. So you're going to, as you inhale to do this move, you're going to direct your inhale towards your left ribs to open up as your right ribs squeeze together and your right hip hikes up and your right armpit comes down. Your head can roll if it wants. And then as you exhale, come back to neutral. And we're going to repeat this. It can get a little tricky sometimes directing breath, but this is a good opportunity to see if we can get some more breath into the left ribs to help them open up more as the right ribs squeeze. So as you inhale and hip hike and shorten your right side, open up your left side, open up the left ribs, breathe into those left ribs, and then slowly continue to breathe and come back to neutral, your new neutral. One more time. Inhale, direct your breath into your left ribs as you squeeze your right ribs as part of the hip hiking move. And then as you exhale, you'll come back to neutral. Take just a moment. And now we'll transition and we'll focus on the left side. You're going to shorten the left side, hip hike on the left side. And as you inhale, you're going to focus your breath into the right ribs As your left ribs squeeze and your left hip hikes and your left armpit comes down and your head may want to roll, usually to the left. From your neutral, you'll repeat. As you inhale, you're going to direct your breath into your right, into the ribs on the right, and you're going to be squeezing your left ribs and hip hiking left. Slowly come back to your neutral. It's always your new neutral. And repeat one more time.